And here's the Vegan's Almanac for today, the 21st of March, 2025. It's the birthday of Victoria Moran, born on this day in 1950. Victoria Moran is an American author and speaker. She has written a number of books specializing in both spirituality and veganism. Moran hosts the Main Street Vegan radio show and podcast on Unity Online Radio. She started her career as a freelance magazine writer and has gone on to publish a number of best-selling vegan books, starting in 1985 with Compassion, the Ultimate Ethic, which was based on her undergraduate college thesis. Her most recent book was published in January 2025 and is titled Age Like a Yogi. Victoria started her vegetarian journey in 1969, sparked by an interest in yoga. She was able to move seriously toward veganism in 1983 after experiencing sufficient recovery from her own compulsive eating to be able to make that choice. Her primary motivation for being vegan is ethical, the desire to mitigate the suffering of animals. Victoria says her favorite word is irrepressible, saying, "It reminds me that I am supposed to bounce back every time." Today is also the birthday of Sunaura Taylor, born on this day in 1982. Sunaura, or Sunny Taylor, is an American academic, painter, writer, and activist for disability and animal rights. A professor at UC Berkeley, Taylor earned her PhD in American Studies from the New York University. Her book, Beasts of Burden, Animal and Disability Liberation, won the 2018 American Book Award. She is published in both academic and popular outlets. Taylor's work has been displayed in the Smithsonian and in other important galleries across the United States. A portion of her work deals with animal rights issues, as Taylor is an abolitionist vegan. Taylor argued her position against animal products in her article, Is It Possible to Be a Conscientious Meat Eater? And later in her article, Why There's No Such Thing as Humane Meat, both published on Alternet. The publication of The Human Use of Animals, Case Studies in Ethical Choice, 2nd edition, by Tom Beauchamp et al., was on this day in 2008. The first edition of The Human Use of Animals offered the first set of case studies on animal use through 16 original, previously unpublished essays. Whereas the first edition strongly emphasized research issues, the second edition now adds material on conservation concerns and the use of animals in entertainment, specifically cases on endangered species, zoos, circuses, and sport fighting. As with the first edition, the cases are presented in an objective and balanced way that will spark reasoned debate about moral issues. The publication of How Animals Grieve by Barbara King was on this day in 2013. Barbara King argues strenuously that we can and should attend to animal emotions. With How Animals Grieve, she draws our attention to the specific case of grief and relates story after story from field sites, farms, homes, and more of animals mourning lost companions, mates, or friends. King tells of elephants surrounding their matriarch as she weakens and dies, and in the following days attending to her corpse as if holding a vigil. A house cat loses her sister from whom she's never before been parted and spends weeks pacing the apartment, wailing plaintively. A baboon loses her daughter to a predator and sinks into grief. In each case, King uses her anthropological training to interpret and try to explain what we see to help us understand this animal grief properly, as not wholly different from the human experience of loss. And here's a moment to imagine for today. Take an intentional breath. Take another. And another. Relax the shoulders, the hands, the face. Find a moment of peace right here. Right here. Imagine a place and time where every being is loved unconditionally. Imagine in this place, true reconciliation occurs. In this place, there is freedom and understanding. No one has any fear. May it be so. A moment to imagine. This has been the Vegan's Almanac with the reminder to be irrepressible today.